Hello, I'm David Morgan of the Kansas chapter. And on behalf of the Practice Technology Committee, this is the Tech Tip of the Month. Last month, we looked at AI and we called it AI for Beginners. We're going to continue that theme this month with a little bit more of AI, and we're trying to tailor it around attorneys that haven't used it. So we would call this AI Beginner 2. Today with me is Shea Stevens of the Shea Stevens Law Firm of Overland Park, Kansas. And she uses AI, and I think she has some good examples to show you on what you can do to start with AI and help your practice. Now, Shay, do you have some examples of AI you can show us today?
Yes, I do.
All
Um,
right.
I I mostly use AI in my email, and I am going to share my screen and show people how I use email or AI on a daily basis. I generally use Gemini for a lot of what I use. Let me just minimize David's face here. Nobody needs to see him that big. So I use Gmail for my email. I Google for Business is what I use, and there is a plugin now for Gemini. I believe it's free, and so I'm not sure who all qualifies for that. But I also have a paid subscription for Chat GPT, which is also a plugin in my email, and I use them both. Some really, it's like some I like the formatting of Chat GPT better than what Gemini does for me, and other times it's just easier to use Gemini. Just yesterday, I noticed that Gemini could do something with my calendar that I had no idea. So I just want to show that really quickly too before I forget. I just wanted to know when a client's hearing was. So just down at the bottom, tell me when Charlotte Stell. And I realized that I can go and search in my calendar, but since I was just right here in my email, oh, of course, now it's telling me it doesn't know when the next hearing is, but there is a hearing coming up. So it just told me when I did it accurately. That is the problem with AI. You do have to get the prompts right, and so you have to be patient with it. I will say that is one thing that is kind of annoying for people. One of the first things that I can show you is I have an email here asking me, what is your schedule next Monday and Tuesday? So I can just reply. Oh, sorry, my computer is not working as fast here. Um, Tell Dana when my calendar is free for tell her when for 30 minutes and she asked for next Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday. And so instead of going and looking at my calendar and doing all of this, then it, and this is very accurate. I haven't had this since everything's tied together, but it told me within 2 minutes or 2 seconds when my calendar is available. And then you just click insert. And so now we can schedule something here pretty quickly. Just as an aside, I also use Calendly. Calendly is in my email signature. So I would probably then add to her just click on my Calendly to schedule a meeting. So that's one example when people are wanting to know your calendar. You don't have to spend forever looking for that.
Do you
Okay.
perceive that
I
using, do you perceive that using AI with your calendar like that does save you time?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm a big Calendly fan. We can do a whole another section on Calendly because if you're not using it, you should be.
Okay, good.
Um, okay. So this is an email from a client who isn't very happy, wanting to know what are the options for maintenance since since their ex won't get a job, can I get a lump sum settlement? What would that look like? So really, this is I just say explain pros and cons of lump sum settlement, of lump sum maintenance, settlement to client, and be empathetic. How come you can never type when people are watching you?
Happens
Okay.
to me all the time.
So another thing that you need to be patient about this is that it's not going to be perfect, and there is going to be some editing that you need to do. But if you look at this email, look at this start that it gives you. First off, it makes me sound like I'm very nice, saying that I hope you're well and I'm sorry about your frustrations, which sometimes we forget to be empathetic to clients when we've had a long day. But it gives me the pros of a lump sum settlement and then the cons. Now, the thing about this that I would caution people is that the way that it does these bullets and whatnot, that looks very AI to me. So you are going to want to go back and do some editing. But the amount of, in my opinion, the amount of time editing versus coming up with this type of email myself, I mean, it saves me significant amount of time. And again, you're going to want to read to see if it's accurate. But this is a very well written email, in my opinion. And it did this in a few seconds. You're going to spend a few minutes editing, and then you'll be well on your way. And again, and then you can say refine it, which means you could and it gives you options. So maybe you've got a client that oh God, that's going to be way too long. So let's shorten that email, and it'll shorten it for you. And it just gives a little more easier bullet points. You kind of get to know your clients and who's reading what. So that's another example. Okay. Let's see here. A few more examples in email. Let's say I want to draft an email to clients discussing tax filings and suggesting how they should file their taxes. And just so everybody doesn't have to watch me type. Let's see here. Hold on here. I'm going to delete this email. And again, once you start using AI, your prompts get better and better. And another suggestion is you don't need to say please, even though we all want to be polite. You don't need to say please or thank you to AI. I find that it kind of confuses them, to be quite honest. So this email, I just asked it to write an email to clients explaining what their tax filing status is because they were still married, and explaining the options. Now, for this email, I think it's a little short and that I probably want to elaborate on that. So I would say elaborate. And then it's going to give more details on what the options are. And then if you want to schedule a call for me, let me know. So again, this is a pretty simple email that you could just come up with simply off the top of your head, but I feel like this just saves a little bit of time. Okay, discard. So in Chat GPT, I have used it also for emails, but since I have Gemini kind of built into my email, I don't use it for that as much. But what I've found it to be very helpful is kind of helping me make things more client friendly or analyzing. So I'm going to ask the Chat GPT to analyze pay stubs and create Excel spreadsheet for income. So I've got a few pay stubs here that I'm going to ask it to analyze. And then if you had a full year to analyze, if you have a paid subscription, it will do that. You see it takes a minute to upload. So analyze pay stubs and create Excel spreadsheet for income. And it'll work on this for you. There's times I think my paralegal's worried this is going to take her out of a job, but there is still always some editing to do here. And there are times when chat is busier than others and it takes a little bit longer. Okay, so here you can see what it has done for you. Pay period begin, end, and the gross wages. And then what I really like is then it'll say, here's an Excel spreadsheet summarizing it. You can download it here. And then again, it's all very simple. Then you just download it and then you can see exactly. I hope this isn't too boring.
It's not at all. Keep
You
going.
all are captivated.
No, and what I like is that you're actually showing the mechanics of how you do it.
I do not know why it's not opening.
Oh, we've all experienced this.
Let's see here.
Oh,
So it creates an Excel for you. Let me look real quick at my downloads. I can see my computer is thinking. No, it didn't look like it downloaded. But if something like that happens, it's always just right here again. Let me see if I can open that real quick, because I do think stuff like this is very helpful for us when we have a lot of data that we're trying to compile. It's very useful. Okay. All right. Well, you're not going to do that one right now. Another thing that I've had it do lately is, I don't know about you, but I have clients that I know don't read long documents, even though they say they have. And the other day, I have a client that told me she's really more of a visual person. So I thought, oh, well, a flowchart might be helpful for her. So I asked Chat to create a flowchart. I can't see because my analyzing prenuptial agreement. And this flow chart that it created, it is not, it's not super detailed, but it really, I mean, it does easily summarize for a client, and at least it makes you help you understand and gives you more talking points. So here it is. It's reading it. And your free chat is not going to do most of this. I don't know. I mean, you can only upload maybe one file. It has a restriction on sizes. So I do think paying the monthly is definitely well worth it.
good.
A lot of
I
people
think it's
must be
helpful
using.
though to show people how easy this is, and that even though there's a little delay here, they can see that it does not take very much time.
Right. Okay. So here we are. We're going to just download. Really, guys, this does work. I don't know if it's just because it's I will show you. the flow chart that it created. I don't know why it's not working this morning. So here's the summary that it created with these key points. And then it also, now I didn't love, I thought this was hard to read and I wasn't going to spend a lot of time getting it to spread out, but she's a young 20 something, so I didn't think she would have as much difficulty as I know David is reading this. So anyway, but it's just another example of what AI can do for us, and it did that within a minute. So I think too the best thing about this for me is when I was sitting down reviewing with her, it was talking points for me to make sure that we hit the highlights, because again, I find that it's shocking to me how my clients don't read such important things. Okay, David, I think those are a lot of my main tips. And really, I would say just start using AI. The more you use it, the more it can help you. I've been using it to make grocery lists and meal plans for the week. That's been very helpful. If you are one like me that has a family that, what are we going to have for dinner? And everyone says, I don't know. Even use chat to put in a few things in your fridge that you have and say, hey, create a meal for me out of these 3 things that I have. So that's something that's been very helpful in my life.
No, I think these have been excellent examples. And if you stop sharing, I'm going to pop my screen up. There you go. And you've used Gemini and chat today, have you not?
That's correct.
Yeah. Okay. Next month, rather than to do it today, what I'm going to do with you next month is I'm going to use Copilot with Microsoft 365. I'm going to pull Copilot up and show the viewers how to use it, and I'm going to do similar things. But what I'm going to do next month is I'm going to show you how to proofread your emails, your motions, and your briefs. Stick them in, ask it the changes be bolded, and get it back. And you can see it's an easy, fast process. I'm going to show how you do basic research through Copilot. And I'm going to show you that if you have questions on out-of-state law, how you can ask Copilot and get an idea of how it's done in a different state. And after that, you and I are going to compare. We're going to compare doing something with Copilot, and we're going to compare doing something with chat to see if it's the same or if it's different. So, are you up for another tech tip next month, Shea?
Man, our watchers are just going to be on the edge of their seat for a full month.
Oh, and they get 2 Kansans again next month. It will be wonderful. All right. So this is David Morgan on behalf of the Practice Technology Committee. We really hope you like this. We hope you did have a chance to see how you actually use AI. And next month, we're going to make you even better. Over and out. Thank you.